I tell the youth at our local church, Brother Hershin, when someone taps you on the back and you're 13 or 14, says, man, you got some potential. That's pretty awesome. That's a compliment. Yeah. Even when you're 15, 16, 17, 18, man, you got some potential there. But I'm here to tell you, when you get around 25, 26, and it's still, hey, you got some potential. And now you got a few children behind you, and you're busy and you're occupied and you're limited to give God some time. Come on, I'm telling you, I told you not everybody's going to understand what I'm going to say today. But I'm here to reach some of you young people that came to this conference saying, God, would you stir me one more time? But you got to get beyond that pat on the back that you have potential. And you got to shake yourself and leave this conference and say, I'm going to do it. Hey, I speak as a pastor. We need you, young people. This generation needs you. Your neighborhood needs you. Your schools need you. As this world waxes worse and worse, this light's brighter than it's ever been. I'm here to tell you, those young people don't want what the world is offering them. I just done a funeral Monday, a week ago Monday, of a 28-year-old OD'd on heroin. Never met the kid in my life. The family heard me do a funeral once for another family member. And as I walked in there and seen those young people, as they looked over their friend, the mom told me it started at 12 years old. And I began to just talk to the family and be friendly to them. I don't judge at funerals. I don't preach at funerals. I give a little bit of spiritual encouragement. That mom called me the day after the funeral and said, Reverend, can we come to your church? Our whole family couldn't believe what we felt while you were talking. That's what our boy needed before he died. I said, ma'am, you're more than welcome to come to our church. In fact, if you want, we'll come and pick you up and bring you to our church. Whatever it takes. But what she was saying, his two younger brothers were saying, I want something different. That's not what I want. But hey, your pastor can't do it all. Your youth leader can't do it all. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I don't want you to leave with a familiar feeling and familiar results today. But I want you to leave with that familiar call, but an unfamiliar ending. I want you to go home and do it. I want you to go home and witness. I want you to go home and teach a Bible study. Some have even accepted the call. Even youth gatherings, every time you go and you feel anointed, you just say it's deja vu all over again. Same feeling, same ending. I know it's an old cliche, but you're tired of just being stirred, but there's never a change. Can I tell you, young man, can I tell you, young lady, there's no magic to it. The anointed preaching that's going across this pulpit this week and the call that is tugging at your heart, I'm here to tell you, I'm going to do whatever I have to. If I have to pull you, I'll pull you. If I have to get under and push you, I'll push you. I don't care what it takes. But for the next few more moments, I'm going to empty my heart to you. You can do it. I said you can do it. For one reason or another, we're afraid. Acts 26 verse 19, Paul told Agrippa that I am not disobedient to my heavenly, my God-given vision. I'm going to be a little transparent. I remember I wasn't raised in a big church. It wasn't super small, but it wasn't big. You've been there. Most of you preached at my church. It's a little city. And I remember when I'd go in my youth class, there'd be 2 to 3 kids in that youth class, maybe 4. Brother Tiller, I would go to camps and I'd say, God, I want to have revival. I want to have I want to have, and I'd feel the call, the tug of my life, and I'd go home, and it'd just be a few months later, a few days later, a few weeks, and I was content again. I just didn't care. I had that, and I'd go to another camp, and my dad preaching rallies all the time, and I'd feel that tug, that familiar feeling. But then I'd go home, and it'd be the familiar letdown that I just quit, and I wouldn't go any farther, and I just didn't have what it took to just motivate myself and have faith in myself and have faith in what God did. And I let the adversary talk to me. I let my mountains in front of me talk to me. And I'm here to tell some young people, it's not by might nor by power, but by God's Spirit, saith the Lord. And I take dominion over you. I am going to do it. In my dream, what if I would have never backslid? What if I would have stayed on track with God? What if I would have served God when I was younger? What if I would have started a bus ministry? What if I would have taught a Bible study? What if I would have played competitive sports? What if I had made an effort to win the lost? What if I would have married in the church? I'm here to tell you, God ain't going to hold that against you today. Now is. It's high time. Change. Make up your mind. I'm going to do it. What if I'd have lost my life? Hey, I'm here to tell you, lead your life here. Go on to the will of God. Escape it. I don't want to see this trend continue. I don't want to re-speak what I did at Camp Shiloh, but let me tell you that at over 18 today, don't start too late. Don't just accept the fact that you've got potential. And can I tell you, you 14 and 15-year-olds, start today. Don't start too late. The story goes that a boy was messing around and thought he had it made, and he ran to the train station. And when he was almost there, the train started to take off, and an old man yelled out, said, "Son, you're too slow." And the boy turned back and said, "No, sir, I started way too late." And I'm here to tell some young people tonight, don't start too late. Do it now. Don't come back in 4 years with a familiar feeling saying, "I want to," but come back next year with many converts, more young people, more anointing. Let's fill this place up. Come on, slap your neighbor and say, "Let's do it." I know we have hundreds in Hope Corps, and that's awesome. And I'm here to tell you, what God is calling you to is more than just 1 week of an ITW. And I'm not downplaying that. We need that. It sets a course. It's a pace setter. But I'm here to tell you what Hope Corps is doing. We need to have every church doing it themselves. Let's train our young people. Let's get them in the street. Let's teach them how to teach a Bible study. Let's show them how to run a bus ministry. Let's show them how to work an altar. Young people, be a worshiper at your home church. If it's 3, if it's 20, or it's 300. Say you don't understand, brother. I do. I know you're standing now, so I will hasten. And I'm not here to brag on Paul Deeds. God knows. But this is the God's truth. I can show it to you. I'm a numbers guy, and I keep track of everything. But I'll never forget his brother Jerry Dillon preaching at a youth camp in Michigan. I was a day late because I couldn't make it the first day because of my job and vacation, and I was in that grown-up world where you had to manage your time. I'd worked third shift all night, showed up at camp, played ball, come to church. We come right up to the platform. It's crazy. I'm not exaggerating one moment. I lean on my buddy and say, who is that? They go, that's the preacher. That's what he's doing. I was on the 4th row, 3rd guy in. Close to the girls section as I could be, saying, who is it going to be tonight? He got up there and grabbed that pulpit, got to screaming and got to going, and he goes, you! I looked at my friend and said, he's talking to you. He goes, no, he ain't. So I said, yeah, he is. And my friend started to stand up. He said, sit down. You next to him. My friend goes, no, he's talking to you. Yes, sir. He goes, run. I ran around that Michigan District campground, 4 sections, 21 pews deep, ran all the way around, and I stopped. He said, I didn't say stop, run. I kept running. 3rd lap, he said, run. 4th time around, run. I'm tired. I worked all night, played ball all day. When I got done, he said, now dance, now dance, now dance. So I didn't know how to dance. I never done. I'm sitting there trying to be a white boy with some moves. I didn't have none of that. Long story short, 2 hours later, me and 5 of my buddies were like this. Ties soaked, clothes soaked, shoes soaked, hair running in our eyes. And about 2 hours into it, one of my friends goes, Steve! I'm like, I'm right here. God just called me to preach. Oh, well, I start bawling. The next guy, Steve! God just called me to preach. Before it ended, all 5 of us were in that circle saying, God just called. And I'm here to tell you, all 5 of us are pastoring today. All 5 of us have started daughter works. I'm here to tell you. But you know what? When we went home, I was playing the drums. I was in my little safety net, my comfort zone. And something said, get up and go tell your dad you've accepted your call. Right in the middle of church. My dad's behind the pulpit. I probably shocked him half to death. I put my heart out. I said, Dad! He's like, I'm right here. I said, I'm going to be the son of your dreams. I know my dad, in his mind, he was saying, about time. He goes, what's your feelings? I said, God called me to preach. I'm not going to worry about anything else. I'm just going to do your will. Can I tell you, 1 year, our youth group went from 3 to 32 young people that year because I said, let's have church. If no one's going to dance, I'm going to dance. If no one's going to pray, I'm going to pray. If no one's going to worship, I'm going to worship. And I need to tell you, it became a contagious spirit. Do it, do it, do it, do it. Don't leave with a familiar feeling and a familiar result. Why don't you tell, if you got someone in your youth group, why don't you tell them right now, will you do it with me? Can we go back and do it? In 15 years, we baptized over 200 teenagers in a city of 4,500. Hey, I'm nothing. I take no credit. But I have some friends that said, I'll do it too. I'll get in the will of God. I feel it. We started a youth choir. 47 of them went on a tour. 21 of them, their mom and dad didn't even come to our church, and most of them didn't even know where it was. But they knew their young people had something good. Can I tell you, some of them today are my youth leaders, my Sunday school teachers, our ushers. I done got ahead of myself. But if not now, when? If not at your church or your school or your community, then where? Don't listen to the devil's lies today, young people. There's always tomorrow. The call of God ain't meant for you. You're unqualified. You've been familiar with that way too often. You're familiar with feeling the call, the tug, and even some of you today will have tears stream down your face. You may even go in the restroom and take a shower so your friends won't see you, but there's a burden on you and you'll be crying. You'll be going down the road and you'll be crying. I'm here to tell you, even this today, I've preached to many of you. I've never preached to a crowd this size, probably never will again. But I remember as a young boy laying in bed, seeing myself doing this. God done it. He fulfilled that vision. Even for me at 47, but I had to come home and say enough is enough. I'm not going to be happy with the familiar ending. It's going to change. You say you don't understand, Brother Deeds. I've made mistakes. My life is a broken, messed up, cracked vessel that can't do nothing for God. But can I tell you, just as God told the old prophet to go take a field trip to the potter's house, he said, you go see what the potter has done with the clay. And it was marred in his hand. That word marred means fell. And one of the translation, it fell in his hand. But he made it again. I said, but he made it again. Listen, God's not Mr. Fix It and Repair It. Come and help me, Brother Nate. God's not going to just sit there and patch all your cracks. And you're a vessel that's just leaking and can never have a change. But can I tell you, God will make you new all over again. He'll make you a new vessel. Don't you sit there and let the devil tell you you can't make it. You messed up. You failed. But you tell him, no, 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 no. I went to the potter's house. He made it again. He did it again. He'll do it again. That's why I rejoice not against me, oh my enemy, when I fall. I shall. Just going back to the well, all by myself. I've been there. I'm lonely. I'm hurt. I've tried everything life has to offer. 5 men, the one I have now is not my own. I'm just going to go to the well. But the Lord earlier that day said I must needs go to Samaria. You know what that told me? When you're down to nothing, God's up to something. When you think it's just another bad day and another routine and just a familiar old day, God says, oh no. Just like the lady that was going to cook her last meal and her and his son died. But the day before, God told the man of God, you get going over there because somebody's down to nothing. But I'm up to something. And I'm here to tell some of you young people, God said I must needs go to Tulsa because he's going to meet you again. He's going to talk to you again. He's going to tell you, hey, I called you for such a time. The lady shows up and God says, hey, I want to give you life. I want to give you water you'll never thirst again. She goes, you can't even, you don't even have a bucket to get the water. You don't have a pot to draw water. And I'm here to tell you, God looked at her, and I'll just hasten on instead of going very long because I feel God's going to do something here. But he said, lady, I'm going to give you a choice. You can leave with the water pot, or you can go home with the well. You can go home with familiar, temporary fix, just a little bit of water, just a little bit to quench you, but you can go home with life and life more abundantly. The bucket's temporal, but the well's eternal. The Bible says the lady left the water pot and said, I'll go home with the well. I'm not going to go home with the same familiar setting, but an unfamiliar. wonder how many young people right now, I don't know what your water pot represents, but how many will leave it here? How many will say, I'm not taking it home. I'm not going home with familiar.